Jacob ran into Michael as he took the field for a warm-up. As they were standing next to each other, it was hard not to draw comparisons. Anyone could tell that Jacob's sportswear was from a local shop and wasn't branded. Although it looked just fine, there were some frayed edges. Its quality wasn't as great as Michael's branded jersey, which had a charm on its own. The fabric looked even better under the sun as its prints and labels got highlighted. Michael was wearing a pair of fancy long-distance running shoes, whereas Jacob, on the other hand, was wearing a common pair of sneakers. Michael snorted in derision after seeing how poor his outfit was. Jacob, however, refused to indulge in his futile ego battle and ran over to the track. "Sophomore," Michael said as Jacob was passing by, "I hope you're ready for your last place in the race." Jacob was about to ignore him again, but decided against it. He turned around and said, "We'll see who comes in at the last spot. The name is Jacob, by the way." Michael sneered and leaned over to whisper in his ear, "I'll beat you in front of the entire college." He was being arrogant and boastful. He waved once again to the girls cheering him on and showed off in front of Jacob. Kathy saw Michael talking to Jacob and wondered, since when did these two become good friends? Jacob wasn't expecting to come first in this race anyway, but he wanted to try his best as Kathy had encouraged him and he didn't want to let her down. He did not want to waste his energy arguing with Michael or caring about his branded clothes or popularity. "What, has the cat got your tongue, sophomore?" Michael tried to provoke him and proceeded to show off by doing a split. It made the girls on the spectator stand scream and cheer loudly. Jacob ran quietly to the track with his fists tightly clenched. Does he really think that the college runs on his charms? Jacob turned around to look at him, and he was once again stretching in front of the girls. Jacob rolled his eyes and began to focus on his warm-up. Girls kept going crazy every time Michael came close to their stand during his practice. His good looks, brawny build, charming smile, and his expensive sportswear made them giddy. Each one of them wanted Michael to notice them and would scream to catch his attention. On the other hand, Jacob was just another nobody to them who would never be as popular as Michael. He did not have the looks, the charisma, or the money to match up to him. Jacob turned around to look at Kathy and his classmates for inspiration. They were the only ones looking in his direction. They didn't care about his unimpressive clothes and old sneakers. They just wanted him to do his best. He smiled and decided to give this race his all. He found a quiet corner on the side of the track, away from Michael and his fangirls, and started warming up. He practiced short sprints on the running track. It was a sunny day, and it made him sweaty in just a few laps. He returned to the stands after feeling completely warmed up and reached up to where his classmates were sitting. Kathy had finished taking the attendance a while back and was more or less done with her class president duties for now. She smiled as she saw Jacob returning to the stands. Everyone had taken their seats. "Jacob!" Kathy waved her slender arm when she saw him coming over. Jacob walked over, and Kathy pointed at the empty seat near her. "Come sit here." Jacob wasn't surprised at her gesture, but he had to resist the tempting offer. He searched for Sam and the other two of his roommates as he said to Kathy, "I'd better go sit with them." "They're sitting way at the back, and you have to go for your race later. It's inconvenient to go up and down like that." Kathy made up an excuse, as she wanted him to stay. Jacob had no arguments there. She did make sense. He saw his friends waving at him and giving him sly smiles, and he knew he's in for a whole night of mockery ahead of him. He sat down beside Kathy. This move completely startled Sam. "Jacob, the guy who shies away from women, who can't even muster up the courage to confess his crush, and is even reluctant to borrow notes from a female classmate, is sitting with Kathy." Just then, Kathy took out a handful of tissues from her handbag and wiped off the sweat from Jacob's forehead. She then offered him her bottle of water. "This is sensational! A front-page news! A breaking story on broadcast!" Sam shouted to get the attention of his group, who were busy passing nachos to each other. "Jacob's dating Kathy!" "What?" one of them cried out in surprise. He stopped eating his hot dog and looked at Jacob and Kathy, who were sitting together in the front row. His mouth fell open in surprise, just like Sam's a few seconds ago. It's fine. I can do it myself." Jacob was flattered and a little flustered as Kathy wiped his sweat for him. He hastily stopped her by holding her soft arm. The sudden interest Kathy was showing in him was making him uncomfortable. "It's okay. I don't mind. After all, you are the hero of our class, aren't you?" She winked. She handed over a fresh bottle of water to him. "Here, you need to keep hydrated. Keep this with you. I've got plenty to go around." Jacob's friends were seeing their every move, and strangely, Jacob could feel their eyes on them. "Jacob is really having some luck with women, huh?" Sam and others said to each other as they kept looking at Jacob and Kathy. "Don't be so nice to me, class president. I'm not used to this special treatment." Jacob chuckled and took the bottle from her and tried to keep the conversation light, though what he said was the truth. He was being honest due to nervousness. "I'm thinking, from now on, I will be extra nice to you," Kathy laughed. Jacob was stupefied by her smile, as he felt like his heart was about to pop out of his chest. "I was joking," Kathy added, after seeing Jacob looking at her that way. "Oh." He thought for a few seconds and said, "Hey, please don't be mad if I disappoint you today and end up coming last in the race." "You know what the biggest difference between you and the others here?" she asked rhetorically. "I know for sure that you will try your best." She looked straight at him as she said that, and Jacob saw the confidence in her eyes. Jacob smiled softly. "Oh, do you know Michael?" she suddenly asked. "Sort of," Jacob mumbled. He thought Kathy might be interested in someone as attractive and popular as Michael. She should probably be sitting with him, wiping his sweat, passing him the bottle of water, laughing at his jokes. Kathy broke his chain of thoughts and said, "He is kind of cute, and a lot of girls like him, but I think he's a show-off." Jacob felt a lot lighter after her answer. It was like she could read his mind. He eased up around Kathy as she continued talking about Michael. "His dad is the deputy mayor of the city. Did you know?" she said. "No wonder he's so arrogant. Is being the son of someone influential such a big deal? It's not like it's his achievement," Jacob replied. As he began talking to Kathy, he completely forgot about the number of envy-filled eyes that were staring at him and Kathy. She would tilt her head and laugh at Jacob's silly jokes from time to time, touching his arm and making it evident that she liked him a lot. Jacob was enjoying her company too. At least he was, till he began to turn pale all of a sudden. A blurry vision of a high school girl in a blue uniform was approaching him. As his vision became clearer, he knew who she was at once, and he froze. Only one name came out from his color-drained lips. "Sophie!"
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.